Shalom, our very dear friends. How was Pesach? That is really not a good question because Pesach is now, according to Torah, it meant to be that Pesach was going to be a 50 days that start with the first day of Pesach. In the second day, we have the Omer for 49 days, and on the 50th day is the receiving of Torah. And then on that night, these 50 days of Pesach would conclude with Matan Torah. But the rabbis argued among themselves that could we really ask for Jews not to work for 50 days? And 50 days of holiday, they felt like it's such a long time not to work. So they just call it 7 day of Pesach, and then the rest is Omer, which, we go back to our regular life. But it should not be anything like a regular life, and I want to tell you why it should not be. So do you remember the question from last time? We asked the question that how can we be with our Creator in all times and feel the presence of our Creator and be one with our Creator? And it was based on a story rather, that there was a king that he had one son. The son was going to be the next king. And so the king says that, he cannot be that my son is born in a palace, grows up in a palace with all the luxury, all the greatness, and then he would become a king because he would not be able to experience the life that people has. So he sent him away to go in a faraway city, get a job, build his life, talk to people, and feels people's life, and he goes work in a bakery, and for a little bit of bread that they give him and a shack that he lives in it, he makes a living. After a few years, the king decides to go back and see his son and brings him back to the palace. And when he sees his son, and the son sees his father, what do you think is going to happen? The father is expecting for the son to say, my father, take me back to the palace. I want to be with you. But instead, the son is asking his father for more raise where he was, for a better place to live. And the question is, if Pesach is about building and being one with our Creator, how is it that we go in a regular life and get settled with regular life? And how is it that if we choose to be with our Creator, how can we connect and be with our Creator? So to start with, I want to give you a big hint, and that is David HaMelech is saying that I want to be in your house all days of my life. But he's a king. He has a country to run. He has wars to go to. He has all the people that he needs to meet all the time. So how can he be with God? And so that being with God gives a totally new meaning, what it is to be with our Creator. So we know that one of the name of Hashem is Hamakom. Everywhere there's a place, there is God. Everywhere there's energy. Every time anything exists and anything moves is energy. Elohim, Elohai is the energy of Hashem that runs through everything. So Hashem is everywhere. But still the question begs, how can we be one with God? So, for the first thing, please know that Torah is so adamantly against worshipping idols. There are three cardinal sins that a person must die and not to do that. One of them is worshipping idols. What is an idol? What if there's an idol that anyone would say, this is represent God, but because I cannot see God, I want this idol to be representing Hashem. You cannot do that. That's in Ten Commandments. Absolutely cannot do that. Why not? Because you put an endlessness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu to an something which is physical and is limited, while the Creator is endless. So, how can we then feel and know this endlessness and be with it? That's why we have Omer. If I was a reporter and I would hear that a group of people that they were born in slavery, all their life lived as a slave. Indeed, their parents, their grandparents, they were all a slave. So all there was a slave mentality. But you know what? They get out of Egypt, and then 50 days after that, they all in such a great level that the Creator, this endless greatness, comes to talk to every one of them. Every one of them. So I would, as a reporter, ask, what happened? What happened? And I would drop everything and I want to go do the research to see what happens in these 50 days that people with the total slave mentality, they go to be so free and be with their Creator. That's a great question. And I'm shocked that not only the reporters are not asking that, even our scholars or our rabbis are not asking that. I have not really been in any shul or any rabbis that they teach what I'm about to tell you, but this is all in Kabbalah, and you put pieces together and you come with such an amazing picture. And if I was not a Jew, just because of this, I would become Jewish and I would keep the 50 days of Omer and I would transfer myself to be something endless. So we've said many times that fundamental of the Kabbalah is that tree of life, which is 10 aspects of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that comes down, and these 10 aspects are creating everything in this universe and continuing to create everything. So there are 3 of them that are on the top, Keter, Chochmah, and Bina. But there are 7 of them that are in physical life. In each day of creation, one of them sprouted. And from one to the other, we go from Chesed all the way to Malchut. So how do we tap into that and how we become one with that? And if we know that, if we really know that, we know endlessness, we know how to be much greater human being, much better friends, much better spouse and parents, much better businessman, businesswoman, much better relationship with God. So let's get to that. I know, I see that time is running out. And probably maybe we'll start and end it. But let's start with Chesed. The first day is Chesed. The first day is Chesed Shebechesed. The whole week is Chesed, and the next week is Geburah till all the way goes to the last week is a week of Malchut. So every week we have one aspect of Hashem to think about, to experience, and be part of it. So by doing that and experiencing inside and being part of that, now suddenly we are that in a way, because we are part of it. Is each of us become like an ocean that become like a drop that becomes fallen into an ocean, and that drop becomes the ocean, if you will. So the first week of Chesed. What is Chesed? The best definition of Chesed is endless love. So where love in the secular world ends, that's where Chesed begins. right above that. What do I mean? If you go to any university and study psychology of love, they tell you that scientific love is that we all have a need. Every time that anything or anyone fulfills our needs and emotions get involved with that, that's we call love. Oh, I love you because you bring out something amazing to me. And then the Jewish love, the chesed we're talking about, is that where it ends is not about me. It's not that I'm lacking something. And now I'm so full of love that now I want to give. So the secular love is taken, the Jewish love is that being so filled up is like a cow that wants to give. And by giving up the milk, the cow feels great. That essence of us that wants to give. So now I just want to talk about chesed, and then we'll continue other weeks Bezat Hashem Beli Neder. And here is the thing. Imagine this endlessness that you are filled with love, of a secular love, and now you go above that to a spiritual love, that you're so full, you see endlessness of God, and then you come and feel that endlessness, and you become that endlessness. So then, yeah, you are with Hashem. When you come to that space of endlessness of chesed, wow. And then you said, with I am that endlessness of chesed and love, and I want to do that endlessness of love. So imagine doing meditation in the first day of Omer, that chesed shebe chesed, that you see our Creator being endless chesed and doing endless chesed. And that is the first week, is that we feel the endlessness and do endlessness of chesed. And Bezat Hashem, we shall continue this in the weeks to come. We have 7 weeks to talk about it, as much as well as the parasha of the week, which we'll incorporate. Have an amazing, amazing Omer, and reach to the greatness potential which is in you, and see the endlessness. See that you are created that image of endlessness of Hashem, and be